Swear to God, this game disconnects.
This is the Hag, one of the worst killers in Dead by Daylight. Or so everyone thinks. The story of Lisa Sherwood is another case of wrong place at the wrong time. One day whilst making her way back to her village, a storm caused her to fall and hit her head on the rocks. In those final conscious moments, she saw multiple figures surrounding her. However, when she awoke, she was in a dark, dingy basement, and awoke to the shocking reality that the same figures that carried her back were cannibals, and that she was their next meal. However, she persisted through each carving, and 7 weeks later, Lisa Sherwood was reduced to a slumped pile of infections and rotting skin. She slipped out the shackles that bound her and carved symbols that her village elders had taught. Something stirred in her stomach, as a new hunger arose and a lust for blood swayed her to become the human vegetable. No, I'm joking. She became the Hag. On to the gameplay then. So, the Hag shares a similar playstyle as the Trapper, except you're more lenient and faster than the big boy Trapper, because holy shit, he'd be buff as hell. The traps don't do any damage to the survivors unlike the trappers. Instead, they allow you to teleport to where the trap was detonated, allowing you to get very, very, very close to the survivor. However, the downside with this is that there's a limited range. If you're too far away from the trap will still detonate and it'll scare the hell out of people, but you won't be able to teleport. As for positioning with these traps, I would put them around points of interest for you, such as generators, hooks, chests, and even hex totems, just because you want to protect that sweet, sweet hex ruin. That keeps fucking with my Wi-Fi! Sorry about that. The Hag can run a few perk builds, such as the trap card build and the infectious build. The trap card build relies on keeping at least one survivor on the hook and maintaining distance, like a good Blair Witch knockoff. Pair up Make Your Choice and Devour Hope with add-ons that increase your teleport range to run a style that grows stronger as the cycle of unhook, teleport, target, hook, retreat, repeat continues. The build requires you to target the rescuer and feed the cycle with an instant kill, if you can maintain this without Devour Hope getting destroyed. This build is good for killers who prefer to toy with survivors and leaves 2 perk slots open for your choosing, so you can rely on Bitter Murmur, aka best perk in the game, no questions asked. On the other end of the spectrum, the infectious build is a cluster of perks that turn the Hag into a spreader of, I don't know. The build consists of Bloodhound, the Third Seal, Thanatophobia, and Fire Up or Enduring. To effectively play this build, you have to be persistent and aggressive towards the survivors. Use traps to reveal the survivors' locations and Bloodhound to track them once they're injured. Thanatophobia goes hand in hand with Thanatophobia goes hand in hand with Third Seal, as long as you don't tunnel survivors. A casual game of a Hag player would consist of 2 stages, setup and memes! I mean murder. So why does the community hate the Hag? And by hate, I mean hate. Is it because of a campy playstyle? Yeah, probably. Anyone that's new to the game usually assumes down, hook, and camp, when that's really not how you play any of the characters at all. People like the Hag and the Trapper get a lot of shit for their playstyle. The entire trap system people aren't really a fan of, and to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of it either. However, the game does give you ways to get around said traps if you're a survivor. You can negate the effects of a phantasm trap by bringing a flashlight or finding a flashlight in the map. By shining your flashlight on said trap, it will completely negate the trap without alerting the Hag, which is very good, especially for getting people off hooks. Another way to get around said phantasm traps would be to crouch. By doing this, you render yourself completely immune to the traps, and the only way you'll be able to trigger them is by standing up or running. Perks like Urban Evasion or Nia Carlson's Blood Web are amazing because they boost your movement speed while crouching, enabling you to get away from the killer, or the Hag, faster. I'm not going to stand here and say about effective ways to get rid of Hag, because I have a separate video for that. However, the thing I want to stress the most is to just experiment with this character. These builds that I've suggested are they're just little things that I've come up with. The point in this game is to experiment with killers and survivors, and to come up with your own little builds. Sure, the meta might render them a bit tedious at times, but as long as you keep experimenting, you should find yourself actually kind of enjoying this, because it's your killer, it's your way of in a way, playing the game. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm getting so sappy at the end, and also I'm so sorry for the stuttering during the video. It's so cringy. But yeah, if you enjoy this content, be sure to leave me a like so I know whether to make more of this. And if you enjoy my content, then subscribe. And it will definitely help me out and boost my confidence to make more of these. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video. This has taken a while to do, so yeah, again, I hope you enjoy. This has been Mr. Mockingjay, and hope you guys have a good day. Peace.